And somebody has publicly linked Osama bin Laden with Senator Barack Obama in a sign, and that somebody posed for photos with the presidential candidate, and the presidential candidate held the sign, and now the presidential candidate is telling those who recoil that we don't have a sense of humor. Our fourth story in the countdown, Mitt Romney's little photo problem, and again, that is Mitt Romney and not 9/11 planner Ramzi Ben Al-Shibh. First, TMZ.com obtained photos of former Governor Romney with a supporter from Thursday of last week holding a sign reading, "No to Obama, Osama, and Chelsea's mama," with mama misspelled MoMA, as you can see. Last night, he was asked to explain this sloganeering.
Because I still remember where I was at on September 11th. I remember getting out as a freshman in college and undergrad, getting out and comparing my friends and walking through all that. I'm curious, because it really upsets me. I don't understand how you think there are any American with something wrong.
Nice job. The answer is that I don't look at all the signs that come up that I get pictures taken with. I get a lot of pictures taken with you, and I don't really spend a lot of time looking at the signs and the T-shirts and the buttons, and so I don't have anything particular to say about a sign somebody else was holding that I was there with the person and smiled, and this is not my sign. I don't stand for all the things that I get my picture taken. Wonderful, thank you. Next question. Lighten up slightly. Lighten up. There's a lot of jokes out there. I'm not responsible for all the signs that I see that I whip, and just lighten up.
Lighten up. A lot of jokes out there. Mitt Ramzi Ben Al-Shibh, for instance. Let's bring in MSNBC political analyst Jonathan Alter, also senior editor at Newsweek magazine. John, great, thanks for your time tonight.
Hi, Keith.
All right, let's assume Romney's position on this. The sign is not of itself important. Sure, joke about the similarities of names, and, so he took Obama's age-appropriate sex ed statement and twisted it into something about teaching sex to kindergartners. But is there not something representative about that photo, a sort of cavalier quality to the campaign, the Romney campaign thus far, some sort of, no interest really in restraint or seeing how lack of restraint might affect people?
Yeah, I think that's right. Let's stipulate that we all can lighten up, and we shouldn't take any of this all too seriously. I would hope that if one of Romney's opponents was caught in a photograph holding a sign, "How many wives did Mitt's grandfather have?" That he would laugh about it, even though he didn't have any responsibility for the polygamy in his family any more than Obama has for having a name that sounds like bin Laden. So let's stipulate that we can lighten up. The problem with the Romney campaign is that he is so intent on winning that he will literally say anything. So, for instance, in the last week, he had been bashing Mexican immigrants, and he goes before a Hispanic group, and he ladles out the praise about how great Hispanics are and what a contribution they make, as if he hadn't made any of the previous statements. He accuses Obama of wanting to peddle kiddie porn in kindergartens, even though his position on teaching kindergartners about inappropriate touching was precisely the same as Obama's position. When informed of this, he persisted in trying to label Obama as some kind of pervert. So this is a guy who right now seems to be willing to say pretty much anything to be president.
Is this going to be the separating factor among Republicans, whether whether it's Romney and these sort of generalized sloganeering efforts, and is the cleave going to be here that some people are really careful in trying to address an honest debate within the Republican Party and among their supporters, or is it all going to be who can come up with the most clever slogan, whatever the subject matter?
That would be the latter, Keith. Yeah. I mean, I think that it's going to be pretty hard for any of these Republicans to resist going back to the old playbooks once they decide on their nominee.